The thing is, I gave you this example because Allah doesn't punish right away. People do all kinds of horrible acts against God. They do injustices towards one another. Injustices that He warns you shouldn't do, that have dire consequences. The only problem is, you don't see those consequences. I used to often give the example of back in the day, some ancient times where a man has a slave. And this slave, he tells him, you can do whatever you want inside of this field. But I've drawn a line, don't step foot on the other side of the line. And the slave says, fine. I'm at least free within this acreage. So this slave is doing his thing, and one day he trips, and guess where he falls? Over the line. The moment he falls over the line, where does he look? His eyes go straight to the master, sitting in the distance. Am I in trouble? And the master doesn't even get up, doesn't budge. And he comes and apologizes, and the master says, it's okay, it was a mistake. And he's shocked that he wasn't in the kind of trouble that he thought he'd get into. So the next day he's just kind of walking along the edge of the line and pretends to fall. And no consequences. And so he gets into the habit of not only pretend falling, and now one day he's just walking one foot on this side, one foot on the other side. And the master is just sitting there on his rocking chair, no reaction. Until eventually the slave is always on the other side. He's just out. Years go by. One day the master calls him and says, hey, so you remember like 7 years ago I told you not to go on the other side? He goes, yeah, that was funny. He goes, so I've been counting the times you went, and I've decided to punish you for all of those times today. You're kidding, right? No, I'm serious. You're going to pay for all of that now. Is that a shocker? To him, it is a shocker because he thought the master was what? A nice master. He wasn't going to punish me. I'm not talking about a human master or a slave. What am I talking about? Allah tells you don't steal, don't lie, don't cheat, don't commit adultery, don't do injustice, don't be harsh to the weak, take care of your parents, etc., etc. You violated left, right, and center. You don't see any consequences. You lied. There's no lightning strike from the sky cutting off your tongue. That doesn't happen. You don't steal and get electrocuted in your hand. Allah could, He doesn't. That doesn't happen. You hurt someone, but you don't lose the ability to use your hand ever again. That doesn't happen. There are apparently no consequences. I keep getting away. Like in the laws of nature, when I break the laws of nature, if I jump off a second floor building, my bones will break. But when I break the laws of God, the laws of morality, I don't seem to have any consequences. Allah is way too kareem, way too generous. And a person starts thinking about the generosity of Allah and starts assuming that that generosity must mean that He is not willing to punish me. He's not willing to bring me to account, not willing to hold me accountable for what I've done. So Allah asks a very penetrating question. What in the world was powerful enough to delude you from your gracious master? Is it the grace of your master, the karama of your master? Is that why you got confused? You took advantage of it? You remember I told you people who deny the afterlife and say, Allah, come on, He wouldn't. Those people. مَا غَرَّكَ بِرَبِّكَ الْكَرِيمِ